Hi, I'm Matthew Vadum, Senior Vice President and Editor at the Capital Research Center, here on behalf of Neil Magami to discuss his article, Architects of Disaster, the White House's Iran Treaty Echo Chamber. In April 2015, the Obama administration pushed through a one-sided nuclear non-proliferation pact with the Islamic Republic of Iran, the world's leading state sponsor of terrorism. U.S. officials did this even as Iranian officials openly mocked them. Iran is a country that hosts Death to America and Death to Israel rallies every single day. Somehow the Obama administration convinced people that the totalitarian, theocratic regime in Iran could be America's friend. How did they do it? How could public opinion be swayed to strengthen this brutal regime? The answer? Money funded the relentless repetition of lies. President Obama's speechwriter, Ben Rhodes, bragged about it to the New York Times. Rhodes came up with legions of arms control experts who began popping up at think tanks and on social media, and they became key sources for hundreds of often clueless reporters. We created an echo chamber. They were saying things that validated what we had given them to say. The dangerous Plowshares Fund played a big role in greasing the mainstream media's skids. The San Francisco-based Arms Control Foundation handed out grants to several nonprofits in the national security community, which helped create the echo chamber Rhodes mentioned. Who might be in that echo chamber? According to journalist Eli Lake, lots of people. He reports that Plowshares Messaging work got underway in 2011, long before Rhodes started reaching out to left-wing groups to mainstream their narrative. Lake reports that Plowshares and its grantees formed something called the Iran Strategy Group. The group developed a sophisticated campaign to reshape the national narrative on Iran. That campaign smeared skeptics of diplomacy as pro-war and downplayed the dangers of Iran's nuclear program before formal negotiations started in 2013. The campaign then emphasized those dangers after the agreement was reached in 2015. The strategy group, which included representatives of the Arms Control Association, the National Security Network, the National Iranian American Council, the Federation of American Scientists, the Atlantic Council, and others, executed a strategy to implement the Iran campaign. Plowshares, which partners with the Institute for Policy Studies, Code Pink, J Street, and United for Peace and Justice, spent $4 million in the 5 years before 2016 to push the Iran deal and coordinated with the so-called peace groups and think tanks on its payroll to support the negotiations. What did those Plowshares-funded groups have to say about the agreement? Most were delighted with it. The Arms Control Association called it a historic milestone that strengthens the non-proliferation regime. The Atlantic Council quoted former U.S. diplomat R. Nicholas Burns, saying the deal was a historic achievement that will freeze Iran's nuclear efforts. Plowshares has also given National Public Radio, NPR, at least $450,000 since 2006. Two of the grants worth $250,000 were earmarked for Iran-related topics. NPR claims the money in no way influenced its softball news treatment of the nuclear issue. They certainly got what they paid for. The organizations they funded told the world what their donors wanted them to. Plowshares took a dangerous White House proposal that threatens our national security and generated the paid expert opinion necessary to sell it to the American people. Just how closely was all this coordinated directly with the White House or through plugged-in political operatives linked to the White House? We don't have all the facts yet, but when we do, at least this is certain. Americans may take a much different view of the Iran Treaty and of the pundits, political leaders, media outlets, organizations, and foundations that pressed for its approval. To learn more, please click the link on your right to the full story on our website. If you like this video, please subscribe to us on YouTube, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter. Thanks for watching.